The Astros can't win a game unless a no-name pitcher throws literally a no-hitter. The Tigers, Pirates, and Brewers are undefeated, and the Angels are in first place after their first series. They had a negative 20-run differential. Baseball's key.
Right through the middle and a base hit for Aaron Hicks. Fly ball to left center. Williams.
Welcome everybody to Touching Bases Podcast. If you're returning and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button. We are growing this brand new channel of 2024 where we obsess with baseball and we just talk about it from the weirdest perspectives possible, try to get as many angles as we can. If you're new here, welcome. Sit back and enjoy. We're going to talk about the crazy 2024 season that started off. I know it doesn't really mean much, but nobody predicted this. So the Angels are on a 3-game winning streak, tying themselves with the same record as the Rangers, the literal World Series champions of 2023. They are tied for first place in the AL West. The team with like the most wishy-washy owner that can't decide if he's going to sell the team or not, that has been caught in corruption scandals with the mayor of Anaheim, and has a $300+ million contract for a single player that literally says he doesn't want to play this game, but he has to because it's his job. While being carried by a single player, Trout, who started with the Angels 12 years ago, producing enough runs to give them wins. They're 3-2, number 1 with the Rangers. Before yesterday's game, the Yankees were one of the few teams that were still undefeated and looking like the crazy powerhouse, at least of the AL East. But the Arizona Diamondbacks, go D-backs, hell yeah, way to do it. You manhandled the living crap out of them. Zach Gallen had an amazing game, pitching like he was the ace of the rotation, what everybody would be expecting. But we'll go ahead and get to that later. Let's focus on the ones that are actually undefeated. The Pirates, the Tigers, and the Brewers? Really? 2 of those teams in which are in the same division in the NL Central, and one of those teams has the 29th lowest payroll in the MLB. A team that's also been, I guess, rebuilding for the past 10, probably 15, 20 years. I've never seen them be a top contender team, and they are undefeated for 2024. Will it end? Maybe, possibly, but they're not really slowing down, and they're not entirely playing terrible teams right now. It's not like they're going against the Rockies, or I guess in this case, a terrible team would be the Astros, which I don't know what's going on there either. Well, on the other hand, the other team that is undefeated in the same division is a team that traded away their ace, their Cy Young Award winner, and their number 2 guy in the rotation is injured, and we have no idea when he's going to be coming back, but yet they're still able to pull off wins, and they're playing teams like the Mets, which, yeah, I understand that's not exactly the best team ever. They're spending the most money in baseball, and they can't seem to be a winning team. They seem to get made fun of that year in and year out. But you see what I mean? Baseball is f***y. Atlanta, the powerhouse, the big team, is still in first place, but with a 3-2 record. Sound familiar? It's actually the same record as the Angels and the Rangers. Wow. Which, if you did have that record and you were in the AL East instead of the NL East, that would actually put you in 3rd place. Their Cy Young projected pitcher is pitching a 3.70 ERA. Not bad, right? That's okay, but it's one outing. You know, he's going to prove himself later a little bit. But their number 2 guy is the oldest active pitcher in baseball. I feel like I'm saying literally a lot, but literally the oldest active player in baseball. Now, you could also look over and say Justin Verlander's older. He's injured. He's not active. So let me clarify that before you guys all try to make corrections on me. He is 40 years old, and he is throwing a 0.00 ERA this year in 5 2/3 innings with a left on base percentage of 100%. Any of you predict that? Probably not. I know I'm sounding obnoxious right now, but this whole season so far, the beginning is just wild to me. It doesn't make any sense at all. Bryce Harper, going into last night, he was 0 for 13 with 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a WRC plus of, let's do a drum roll. No, skip the drum roll, that's stupid. -34. Harper started off last night with a 420-foot solo home run to put the Phillies up 1-0, so get him on the board and everything, you know, it's nice. The next at bat, the first pitch is a slider that he launches into the 3rd row, making his 1,000th career run scored, putting the Phillies up 2-1, and in the 7th, with the bases loaded, he does this.
Yeah, it's hooked deep to right center field. No doubt about it. A 3-homer game. He caps it off with a grand slam. What a night to be Bryce Harper.
Going back over to my D-backs, because we have to include them in this, Zach Gallen shuts down the Yankees with 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, and his second start of the year is putting him at a 0.82 ERA. And you can't anymore say that it's the teams are playing. They first started off with the Rockies, which everybody's been dumping on, especially if they hit it into left field.
Base hit left field. Here's Hatt. They're going to hold him up. Oh! It gets under the glove of Jones. It rolls all the way to the wall. Oh, baby! 3-0.
But instead that he went up against the undefeated at the time Yankees, the powerhouse, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Anthony Volpe, Verdugo, everybody you can think of, Giancarlo Stanton if he actually makes contact with the ball. He's going against a really good team. After his performance, all I can say is, tip my cap, well done. Speaking of milestones, since we were just talking about Bryce Harper, let's talk about Mookie Betts. While he's leading the MLB with 5 home runs this season and 11 RBIs, he's batting .500 and he launched his 5th home run yesterday, making his 1,500th career hit in the majors. And I'm just saying it might be early, but I smell MVP. And if he can manage to maintain this and they're not able to pick up his weakness, because it doesn't seem like he has one, I don't see why he wouldn't win it all. Lastly, I've got to end with the Mariners and the Padres. As you guys know, I might as well flip this around so you guys can see. I still believe they are. We'll get to that in a second. The Mariners lose to the Guardians after a really masterful start by Shane Bieber. I cannot even talk shit about him. He just did. He did a Cy Young thing. He did his thing. This Guardian team has a really good pitching staff, and they are proving it in Seattle, where honestly I would say that it's kind of a gimmick for them to go and take really good pitchers and put them in Seattle because they already have an advantage. But nonetheless, they pitched very well. Mariners could not get hot at all, or pretty much make any contact the entire game. In other news, Mariners signed Dallas Keuchel. You guys know how bad I am with names, but Keuchel, you guys know who I'm talking about. He pitched for the Astros. He's amazing. 2015 Cy Young Award winner. We signed him to a minor league deal. The Mariners are kind of hurting as far as their depth in the starting rotation ever since Wu went down. Emerson Hancock was brought up. Did very good, pitching his first full start in 2024. Now we're just kind of adding on to that pitching depth down in AAA just in case something else happens to one of our pitchers. If it is the Mariners, it's going to be an injury that causes them to break down. Now last year he didn't do exactly too well. He pitched for the Minnesota Twins. He had an ERA right around the 5s, and then the year before that he pitched it with 3 different teams and he had a 9.70 ERA. Now he is a starting pitcher, but I'm thinking maybe it'd be better to put him in a rotation spot just because he is 36 years old and he's getting up there in age. Granted, I understand Verlander is like 41 and Morton is 40, but he didn't really perform that well last season, and I mean he's projected to have a 5.92 ERA this year if he does play up in the bigs. He did get a minor league deal, but because of that there's a possibility he'd be brought up. Padres lost 5-3 to the Cardinals. That makes the Padres fall to a 3-5 record since they started 2 games early down in Seoul. Yeah, not too great. I'm not too happy, but come on, please prove me wrong. I would love to see the Padres actually make a name for themselves, but if they don't, D-backs, perfectly fine with that too. I want the D-backs to at least get a higher ranking than the Giants. That's all I'm asking for. Enjoy the games today. I'm going to be watching Glasnow take the mound today, and then also the Mariners hopefully win this series. And you guys enjoy your home games, and let me know in the comments what you liked from those games, and maybe we can make a video and I can add your comment into the next episode. Until then, we'll see you guys later.